So if we go to their charts here, they have a bunch of different ones, but one that is important to look at right now is the Bitcoin per share. So we go to charts, we go to Bitcoin per share. You can see here there was a peak of Bitcoin per share at 220,000 Satoshis, 900. And since then, that was in May 27th. So in the last week, we have declined. So now we're sitting at 220,016 Satoshis. So there is a decline of Satoshis per share. There are previous declines as well. You can see here 202 in November of 2025. They declined to 197 and then 194.9. You can also look here at the purchases tab and you can see that the Bitcoin yield per quarter was 9.9% on the first, and now it is 9.7. So the Bitcoin yield, the amount of Bitcoin that has increased beyond what they currently held at the beginning of the quarter, is up 9.7%, and it was up 9.9. So this has declined as well. So Bitcoin per share is an important metric to be able to understand that you hold shares in a company and the underlying value of exposure to Bitcoin is increasing over time. That's one way to really simply value the shares of a company. So when you see that metric go down, that should be concerning. And especially if it becomes a trend for systemic or reasons within the infrastructure of the business. So if the infrastructure is broken, if MSTR is always going to trade below the MNAV, so if MSTR market cap of the common is always going to trade below the Bitcoin reserve, then the infrastructure or one leg of the infrastructure is permanently crippled and disabled. If that was the case for long enough time, that could cause some instability within that structure of that business. And these are the kind of risks you take on by investing in a company that is trying to take on additional risk to have additional returns. So I'd like to explain a little bit of why we're here at this point, in my opinion, right? This is all my opinion. I think MSTR took the opportunity to buy back their debt, buy back $1.5 billion of debt, and they could have issued MSTR stock to do that, but it would have been not accretive to have done so when they did that. So instead, they used their US dollar reserve, which again, combined with many of the other aspects of this current environment, the STRC lost some confidence in that stock. It's very important for STRC to work properly, for the current version of MSTR to really thrive. So that could have been a mistake. That could have been something that they tried to do. They tried to retire some of this debt because the debt is negative overall on the creditworthiness of this company and therefore the creditworthiness of STRC. So it could have been a mistake, or it could have just been short-term pain from retiring this as they did at this current moment. Either way, it reduced the amount of US dollar reserves, and the market partially reacted to that by lowering the confidence in STRC for the duration of time since they've done that. Don't second guess that your Bitcoin is safe. Get a security audit through a one-on-one session with me and join the school community, the Bitcoin Masters, to meet other Bitcoiners, grow your network, and grow your net worth.